Hi, everyone. Jean Charbonneau. So thank you for being here today. So let's start the presentation on CDAP. Let me just share my screen. I'll turn off my camera so you don't have to see my face and only the PowerPoint. Perfect. All right, the Canada Digital Adoption Program. So today we'll be covering mostly, well, only the stream 1 part of the program, so the part that is handled by Business Link. But so basically, what is CDAP? So the Canada Digital Adoption Program aims to close the digitalization gap between Canadian businesses and their global competitor. So obviously during the pandemic, businesses who had no online presence were negatively affected. And there was a realization that those businesses were lacking in terms of digitalization. And so the government decided in the budget 2021 to launch CDAP. So they announced a $1.4 billion investment over 4 years for CDAP to support economic recovery. In the same budget, the government also announced a $2.6 billion for the BDC to provide interest-free loan to SMEs who are implementing those digital transformation. Overall, with the 2 grants that the program offer, we're aiming to help 160,000 small and medium-sized businesses and up to 28,000 funded work placement. So like I said, there's 2 grants to digitalize businesses, and I'll be focusing mainly on the Grow Your Business Online grant today. So the objective of the program is to increase SME productivity and competitiveness, maintain, grow SME revenue and market share, support training and job placement for young Canadians, and help SMEs access the digital marketplace. So like I said, today we're going to focus on the Grow Your Business Online that is handled by Business Link. So the Grow Your Business Online, so we're talking about up to 90,000 micro grant of $2,400 and up to 11,200 job placement for young Canadian. And this is to support consumer-facing small businesses to help them develop and implement their e-commerce strategy. So the businesses who will apply to this grant will have access to e-commerce advisor to help them discover and implement new e-commerce tool. So the main goal of this grant is to help consumers, small businesses improve their e-commerce capabilities. So either, maybe they have a website and they want to improve the UX or implement, a platform like Shopify, so a transactional platform on the website, or if they already have a website and a transactional platform, maybe improve the website itself, help them in their e-commerce and improve their digital storefront. So the Grow Your Business Online, the eligibility criteria. So it has to be for-profit businesses, including for-profit social enterprise and cooperative. Have to be registered or incorporated business that can be accessed by customer or provide in-person service to customer.
Sorry to interrupt, Julian. Are you moving your slides for us? We're just seeing your very first slide.
Oh.
Now we see your slides moving.
Okay.
Okay, just to let everyone know, we're having a little bit of technical issue there with the slides, but it looks like it's working now.
Oh, thank you for that. So can everyone see this the side-by-side slide here? And now I'll be moving to the eligibility criteria slide. So that's where I was at the moment. All right, so in terms of eligibility criteria, so once again, it has to be for-profit businesses, including for-profit social enterprise and cooperative, registered or incorporated in Canada. So it has to be a business that can be accessed by customer or provide in-person service to customer. So what does that mean? So it means that it can be a brick and mortar shop. So it could be, let's say, a travel agency in a mall who's advertising their weekly special on Facebook. Maybe they don't have a website, or maybe they do. So it can be accessed in person by customers, or it could be a business that's solely online. So someone who's doing business only online. So the business can be accessed by customer online, and they want to improve their e-commerce capabilities. So once again, it has to be consumer-facing business, and a business with a minimum of 1 employee. So we're talking about the owner plus the 1 employee. So the client journey map. So the client journey map for CDAP, it's quite simple for the Grow Your Business Online grant. So the grant is handled by our local intermediaries and partners across Canada. So you can go on CDAP website, and then from there you select wherever you live in Canada. So for example, in your case, it would be handled by Business Link, and then, or you can go on the Business Link website directly, and then you can apply for the grant directly online. Excuse me. There is no qualitative analysis of the business to qualify for. Basically, if you meet all the eligibility criteria, you would be eligible for CDAP. So like I said, there's no qualitative analysis of the business. So if you meet all of the eligibility criteria, you will be eligible for CDAP. So once you apply and you're accepted into the program, so you'll be put in contact with an e-commerce advisor. So that e-commerce advisor is going to do sort of an audit of your business in terms of e-commerce capabilities. So basically, they're going to look at your business and say, well, you need to improve the UX of your website and improve the certain feature on your transactional platform, or simply just implement let's say a Shopify platform, for example. So, and from there, so they're going to recommend the best solution for the business digital storefront. Once again, you are enhanced. And then from there, the business will go and acquire those new technology or hire someone to improve the website or develop a website. And from there, the business will submit the invoice to the intermediary, and will get the grant up to $2,400 to cover the cost of adopting those new digital technologies. So there are different eligible and ineligible businesses. So all of those, all the details of those expenses are on our website. So this is a brief presentation that I'm doing today, but all the information on the program, on the different, all the like I said, the expenses, eligible expenses and ineligible expenses are on the website as well. So, and if you have any question, you can always reach out to us directly. So there's a contact us form on the website. So that is overall sort of the client journey map for CDAP, the Grow Your Business Online grant. Is straightforward. It's $2,400 to help consumers, small businesses, improve their digital storefront, or access e-commerce, have access to those e-commerce capabilities. So this is the phone number where you can reach the program, and also this is our email address. But if you Google it, you'll find us right away, and all the information is there. So I can go back to this slide since it's a good side by side, or a good summary of the program, and that's it. So that is the presentation for the Grow Your Business Online grant.
Thanks, Julian. I guess we'll go to the question and the answers now. If the panelists would like to put their videos on and unmute themselves, then we'll go to the questions. Is there any grant that is available for a small business that is the owner only, does not have additional employees?
So for CDAP, we know that's something that comes up for the Grow Your Business Online grant. So as of now, you have to be, the owner plus 1 employee. It might change in future iteration of the program. We don't know. In terms of other grant for, for a business that has only, the owner itself, there's tons of funding program. I don't know all of them. A good place to start and to look for grant is a website called the Business Benefit Finder from Innovation Canada. So, or you can just type innovation.canada.ca And then from there, just like a little drop down menu, and that's going to give you, a tailored list of the best funding program or support program, depending on where you are in Canada. So it could be federal, provincial, or even municipal funding program, support program for your business.
Next question. This is only for e-commerce and not for service-based businesses?
So it has to be consumer-facing business who's doing only B2B. It has to be accessed by customers. So it has to provide, for consumer-facing business.
And Alicia would like to know, could you explain again who does the assessment of the digital assessment?
So it's so those e-commerce advisors. So the e-commerce advisor will do the the audit of the business in terms of e-commerce capabilities. So those e-commerce advisors are recent graduate who have been trained and have graduate in a relevant field, and we'll do sort of that audit of the business in terms of the e-commerce capabilities.
But is it the business that fills out the assessment when they're applying?
Yeah, so to apply to the program, you will go on the Business Link website, for example, and then you apply to the program, and then you need to fill the questionnaire, and then once you apply, if you meet all the eligibility criteria, you should be accepted into the program. Like I said, there is no qualitative analysis of the business. So we don't evaluate your business or anything. There's no, analysis of the application itself. It's just, do you meet all the requirement, all the eligibility criteria? Yes, no. If yes, then you're accepted into the program.
The next question comes from Olivia. What if your consumers are B2B examples like schools or educational companies? Your consumers are the individual teachers on behalf of the school board. Would this be acceptable?
No.
No, I didn't think so either.
No.
The next question we have is there an income criteria for the micro grant of $2,400? I think you can get more if your income is above a certain threshold.
No. So the $2,400 is grant. There's no revenue or criteria. So it's for the Boost Your Business Technology grant. So the other grant that the program offers, there is a minimum revenue component to the program, and depending on your revenue, yes, the BDC loan will be higher. You'll be eligible for a higher BDC loan. For the $2,400 grant, there is no revenue component. So it's really depending on the technology that you want to acquire.
So the next question we have, it comes from Nancy. How about a business that employs interns that are paid but not directly from the owner or the business?
Once again, I think that wouldn't be eligible for intern. That's a good question. I don't know if other panelists have the answer for that. Feel free to jump in if you do. But my understanding, it has to be a full-time employee on the payroll for the last 3 months.
I would like to jump in, Julie, and just clarify some things. According to eligibility for applying for the grant, the employees can be full-time or part-time employees, according to what we have for information that was supplied. And as far as interns go, no, because if they have to be directly employed by the owner of the business, that all those costs that the owner would incur for their business, like CPP, EI deductions, income tax, that they would have to do their monthly or whatever the reporting requirements are to submit those to the government. So definitely not, interns would not qualify because they're not going to be there part-time, full-time.
I think it's the same thing for contractors as well. So if someone's hiring, you know, a freelance person, then that doesn't count as an employee. Thank you for the clarification on part-time and full-time. That's my mistake. Sorry about that. Yeah, same thing for contractors. It has to be, you know, an employee that's directly paid by, like you mentioned.
The other thing I'd like to clarify, just since we're on employees, when it comes time, because we'll probably get a question about commission. And commission works two different ways that the CRA looks at that. One of the ways is if an employee is working for you and they're getting base salary or wages and they make commissions, that would be part of their overall employment because the employer would be paying for deductions, withholding deductions for the employee. But if somebody is just strictly on commission, they'd be looking at their own expenses and what they would have covered. Now, you have some situations where commission employees can have deductions made for them and submitted, but for the purpose of the grant, they would have to basically have their part-time, full-time employees and getting that addition of commission. So hopefully that explains. If they're base salary, wages, they make commissions, yes. If they're just solely commissions, then they look at almost being like they're self-employed.
Thank you, Sheldon. From Jean, clarification. Would it be accurate to say that the only incorporated businesses can participate?
No, so it has to be registered or incorporated business.
If you get the micro grant of $2,400, can you still get the other one too?
So the
Also-
Business Technology Grant, yes.
Also, are nonprofit organizations eligible? And how old does a company need to be before they can apply?
So no, NGO are not, not-for-profit are not eligible for CDAP grants, unfortunately. And for the business, well, they need to have a full-time employee for at least 3 months, and for the other grant, well, that you need to have a minimum revenue of over $500,000 in the last year, so minimum a year for the other grant.
The infrastructure as well as development of online courses be eligible for a grant. So a business wants to have online training and they want to get that put up on their website, would that be covered? The expenses to get that going.
Training, that's a, let me I'll find I'll find the answer and I'll get back to you right away.
Okay. If a company builds its own products and sells it online, are they eligible?
Yes, I mean, if you're selling your product to customer, yeah.
So this is Alicia's continuation from the question we asked. Infrastructure as well as development of online courses be eligible for this grant when she refers to infrastructure to deliver, for example, an online platform.
I maybe refer to the eligibility criteria or the eligible expenses and ineligible expenses on the Business Link website at first, and then take a look at that first. And if that doesn't sort of really help clarify or direction the intent of it, I think the idea is to help you be able to sell your products and services online. Right? So I think that's sort of maybe a guiding principle to look at. Some of those more intricate ones, I think those could be conversations with your e-commerce advisor and the funding administrators when you get to that point.
Thank you, Nadine. What about customer-facing service businesses such as hairdressers, electricians, detailers, and equipment operators?
Yeah, that works.
My contact at BDC told me that there's a $15,000 grant. Is this different from the 2,400 grant? And what is the name of the grant? And do you know where one would apply for the larger one?
So this is not the same grant. So
Great.
the program has 2 grants, like I mentioned in the presentation. Today, we're talking about the Grow Your Business Online grant that is handled by BusinessLink. If you want more information on the Boost Your Business Technology grant, we do offer public webinars. We have a bi-weekly webinar that people can join in. All the dates on our website, and all the information is on our website. The BDC loan is a component of the grant, the Boost Your Business Technology grant, which is not related to BusinessLink, which is not related to the Grow Your Business, the Grow Your Business Online grant.
Thank you. The first slide says that the grant is for young Canadians. Can you specify the distinction?
No, it's for consumers facing small business and young Canadian. So we're helping young Canadian with student placement. So e-commerce advisors, and also in the other grants. So we have a funded work placement component as well. So people can hire a student or recent graduate to help them implement those changes. So the funded work placement component in the Grow Your Business Online grant. So these are the e-commerce advisor who will do the audit of the business to help them find new e-commerce tools and technology.
Thank you. If the company is brand new and just started last year, and the corporate tax return deadline is not till October of 2022, am I still qualified to apply?
Yes, if you meet all the other eligibility criteria, yes.
Is there an expectation that at some point the program's grant will be fully depleted and no more funds available? Meaning if the company waits several weeks or months or years to apply, could there be a situation at one point where the grant would not be available?
Well, you need to apply as soon as possible, as soon as you're eligible, but it's a $1.4 billion program over 4 years. It's on a rolling basis, so we don't, I mean, as of now, we're fairly confident that we're going to be able to meet our goal and to help as many businesses as possible. It's a 4-year program, so it's for now, and we just launched in March. So, you know, I've worked for other funding programs who have a budget of $140 million who ran out of money, or $40 million who ran out of money. We're talking about the $1.4 billion for this program. So I don't foresee any that we'll be short on money for this program.
Just a correction there, Julian. The program runs for 3 years until March 31st, 2025.
Yeah, okay.
And just to add to the part about number of grants, the province of Alberta has 10,800 grants to disperse within that 3-year period. So like Julian said, get in your application as soon as you can, but we do have quite a bit of grants that we have to put through in 3 years.
Does the employee need to be the same employee for 3 months? Or can you have had at least one employee for more than 3 months?
I think as long as you have an employee on your payroll, that would qualify.
If the business owner works full-time on the business, is she or he considered an employee?
No.
Julian, can you please repeat the name of the alternate source to apply for the grants?
So it's either on, so you can go on the CDAP website, and then depending on where you are in Canada, the grant is handled by the different local intermediaries. So if you're, in BC or in Ontario, that's going to be a different intermediaries. In Alberta, it's going to be a BusinessLink. So you can go on our website, and then from there you choose, you start the application process. Start your application now. Then you're going to choose your province. And then if you choose Alberta, then you'll have the link for BusinessLink. You click on it, and then you'll be redirected directly on their website. Or you can go directly on their website and you can start your application from there.
And just a reminder, BusinessLink is only doing the stream 1 to grow your business. We are not doing the stream 2. Can I confirm that I will not be eligible if I pay myself in dividends and have contractors who work for me?
When you take a look at that from a CR perspective, and you are the owner of the business, you're making all the decisions. So if you pay yourself in dividends, usually you're drawing that money out like you would be for a wage, but it's not considered the same as working for a wage. So you'd be not included, you would be denied a grant on that basis, because you employees don't make decisions for the business owner does it. So unless all deductions are being paid in PD 7A and everything, you have additional employee, no, you wouldn't be qualified for the grant.
How long does it take to be approved by the CDAP administrators for the micro grant and the bigger grant? What factors are evaluated to approve the digital funders?
Okay, so yeah, so once again, so there's no qualitative analysis of the business. So as long as you meet the criteria, you are eligible for the grant. The processing time for Business Link, I'll let you jump in on that, or what's the time frame for that. For the other grant that is handled by CDAP, so by CDAP internally, the Boost Your Business Technology Grant. So it's an automated process. So businesses will know sort of right away if they're accepted or not. Once again, there is no analysis of the business in terms of, is that a viable business? We don't analyze your business in terms of, quality or whatever, like potential profit or whatever. It's really, do you check the boxes, the eligibility criteria? If so, then yes, you are eligible.
So Sheldon, you can probably answer the question as far as how long does it take to get approved by the CDAP funding administrators?
Usually when your application is received, within 5 business days, you will get a confirmation email. The email's there. The funding administrators look through, review the application, all the criteria, all the things that you need to put in for documents, i.e. articles of incorporation, business statement, either one of those, and your PD 7As for employee deductions. We also take a look at other criteria as far as, is the owner applying, is the employee applying on behalf of theirs. So if everything goes according to plan and everything goes smoothly, we approve the plan within the 1 to 2 weeks, 10 to 15 business days, actually 1 to 3. And then what we do is ship that over to the e-commerce advisors, who review the stuff, make an appointment with the business owner, or get in touch with them to make an appointment for initial consultation. So if everything goes the way it should be, within about a month, we should be able to get the spending plan back that's been discussed with the e-commerce advisors. And then we can go out through there, sending out notification to the business owner that their spending plan's been approved. We have a EFT direct deposit form because we won't take checks or anything like that. We want it on an EFT deposit form, so no blank void.
The spending plan is uploaded by the business owner, correct?
And then what happens is we have a client grant agreement that needs to be signed.
Thank you. What could I use the $2,400 on? And does the service provider need to be based in Canada?
So if you go on the website and you click on the Grow Your Business online tile, you'll see there's if you scroll down, you'll see there's a tab saying application process, eligibility, and then eligible and ineligible cost, and e-commerce advisor. So if you click on the eligible and ineligible cost, then you will see what is considered an eligible expenses and an ineligible cost. So I guess most of it is there. Regarding the training component, it is not there, so I'll find the solution, the answer for that later today, and I'll send you guys the answer, so maybe you can send it to the audience. In terms of, do you need to spend the money with a service provider in Canada? If you find someone who to develop your website and they've provide you with a receipt, I don't think there's any, my understanding is that there's no limitation on the service provider you choose to work with.
Is there other options I might be able to access? Or am I pretty much limited into paying myself this way through dividends? My accountant recommended this for us to do. Sheldon, do you want to take that one?
When options are, I just want to clarify, options to seek other help if you don't qualify for the grant, or if you do qualify for the grant. I'm just not clear on the meaning of the question. If a person doesn't qualify for the grant, we have programs here that we have access to in Alberta that we can refer business owners to try and help them. There was also the one that Julia just spoke about earlier. It was called Business Benefit Finder. Julia, is that correct?
Yeah, it's the Business Benefit Finder. So it's innovation.canada.ca, and you'll be able to find a list of the most tailored. So you just fill the questionnaire, and that's going to give you a tailored list of support program for your business. And
as far as Business Link, there's always getting in touch with Business Link and speaking with one of our advisors at Business Link to see how they could help the business owner, the client. So there's that one.
So the Business Link 1-800 number is 1-800-272-9675. If it's about the CDAP program, we are option 3. Social enterprises that are for profit to invest in certain organizations per se, are they eligible?
A business that if it can't be accessed by customer, or it's not a consumer facing business, or, well, no. If it's an investment organization that invests in other organization that is not considered a consumer facing small business, so no.
I'm not sure what this is referring to, but can you verify the last comment that any service provider can deliver services related to the grant? My understanding was the service providers needed to be pre-qualified or pre-approved to have the ability to deliver on approved microgrant services.
So once again, so that's a confusion between the Grow Your Business Online Grant and the Boost Your Business Technology Grant. So for the Boost Your Business Technology Grant, so not this grant, so not the Grow Your Business Online Grant, not the grant that is handled by Business Link. So the other grant that the program offers, we do have pre-approved digital advisors or consultant or service provider, if you wish, that are pre-approved, and you need to do businesses with that. So there are 2 grants that the program offers, 2 different options. One that is handled by Business Link, the Grow Your Business Online Grant, $24 The other grant that the program offers is handled by the program itself internally, and that is the Boost Your Business Technology Grant. We haven't covered that today, and that is the one that needs to be pre-approved service provider or digital advisor.
If you get the micro grant to $2,400 based on the previous income of the last year, less the $500K, but business project income for the current year is over the $500K, can businesses get a second grant too? So I was being told by BDC, if you get the micro grant, you cannot get the other.
No, if you apply for, if you're eligible for the 2, but they're 2 distinct grants, so they're not The first one is handled by, once again, by Business Link. The other one is handled by the program itself. They're not related. BDC is not involved in the Grow Your Business online grant. They are two distinct grants.
What if a non-profit business has a storefront and is consumer facing? Are they eligible?
No.
That's all the question. Oh, that's all the questions I have in the question and answers. So if there's no more questions, thank you, Julian, and our panelists for all answering the questions.